This weekend, the Truck Series races in the Lone Star State, while the Cup Series takes to the tricky triangle of Pocono Raceway in the hills of Pennsylvania. NASCAR 5 will get you set for both races with the latest news, schedule, standings, and more. That's all coming up. The information you need relating to the sport you love, all within 5 minutes. NASCAR 5 starts right now. Hello everyone, welcome to NASCAR 5. I'm your host Bryce Turner. Let's begin by looking back to the Monster Mile where the series stopped last weekend. Jimmie Johnson was victorious for the second straight week after winning the FedEx 400 benefiting Autism Speaks. Brad Keselowski, Matt Kenseth, Clint Bowyer, and Denny Hamlin rounded out the top 5. Meanwhile, Matt Kenseth has taken a 2-point lead in the standings over Jeff Gordon. Carl Edwards, Jimmie Johnson, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. are 3rd through 5th. For more post-race coverage, visit carnets.ca and click on Closed Wheel Racing. Kyle Busch won the Buckle Up 200 in the Nationwide Series, with Trevor Bayne and Joey Logano following him across the start-finish line. Regan Smith holds the lead in the standings by 4 points over Elliott Sadler and 22 over Chase Elliott. In the Truck Series, Kyle Busch was also the winner. Series regulars Ryan Blaney and Johnny Sauter finished 2nd and 3rd. The points race is close, with Timothy Peters holding a mere 1-point lead over both Matt Crafton and Johnny Sauter. It's time now for a news update. Rumors continue to circulate as to which team Greg Biffle and Carl Edwards will end up at after their contracts with Roush Fenway Racing expire at the end of the season. Some rumors have been that one or both of the drivers will stay at RFR, or that one of the drivers will race for a possible 4th Joe Gibbs Racing or 3rd Team Penske car. And now the latest rumors lean towards Michael Waltrip Racing, after some comments from Darrell Waltrip on Sunday's NASCAR Fox pre-race show. Darrell placed his hand on the shoulder of co-analyst and younger brother Michael while commenting that, quote, Greg Biffle will go to some 2-car team that maybe one time had a 3rd car, end quote. Michael then swayed the conversation in another direction, saying, quote, I think Carl goes and Greg stays. I think the Biff stays at Roush. He's going to be the veteran, the anchor to that rookie lineup for the young guys that are going to race at Roush, end quote. We'll keep you up to date on this developing story. In other news, AJ Foyt has said that he will consider giving Tony Stewart or Jeff Gordon a ride in the Indy 500 in future years if they wish to race in the prestigious event. Foyt commented about Gordon, saying, quote, if he wants to, yes, he could do a good job at Indy, and if he wanted to, I'd consider it, end quote. He also mentioned Tony Stewart, commenting, Tony too. I gave Tony his first Indy ride in testing. Foyt later said that, I know they could do the job. And whatever happened to Jeff Burton? Burton was supposed to race the number 66 Toyota in a handful of races for MWR this season. Jeff has only made one start in the car, back at Las Vegas in March. Now the team announced that up-and-coming racer Brett Moffitt, who drove at Dover, will race at Michigan next week. Burton, who was originally scheduled behind the wheel for that event, will race at New Hampshire in July. The next edition of NASCAR 5 will be posted on Friday, June 13th. Also next Friday, NASCAR 5 Canadian Tire Series edition. Stay tuned because this weekend's schedule is next on today's show. Here's a look at which races we'll be previewing for you next week here on NASCAR 5. We've got the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series covered, with driver interviews and keys to the race. The latest information including news and schedules. Before and after every race. NASCAR 5 Canadian Tire Series edition exclusively on my YouTube channel. Tonight, the Camping World Truck Series races at the Texas Motor Speedway with the WinStar World Casino and Resort 400. The contest begins shortly after 9 p.m. Eastern Time and will air on Fox Sports 1, Speed Channel, the Motor Racing Network, and SiriusXM. Qualifying was in progress while we were editing this show. The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, meanwhile, will take to the triangular track of Pocono Raceway. The Pocono 400 will start at around 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday with televised coverage on TNT in the US and TSN2 in Canada. Radio coverage is on the Motor Racing Network and SiriusXM. Qualifying for this race was also in progress while we were editing this show. Thanks for watching this week's edition of NASCAR 5. I'm Bryce Turner. Enjoy the races.